Hey everyone, this is Justin McKissick Larry. On this site, you are getting my EA I developed. I have a background in developing algorithms. I've been developing algorithms for a few years. I was once making my algorithms for the 1 hour time frame, which was profitable, but because of retracement, I would make the money and lose the money just because of the retracement. So I had to figure out how to make um, the algorithm where it responds to price at a smaller time frame. Also, I had to use a pair that trends really well, that doesn't have anything like random spikes or anything like that, and move slow. And I found that in the Australian Canadian dollar. Okay, the Australian Canadian dollar is a mixture of commodities and stuff like that. If you could do your research about it, but learn about it, it's dealing with gold, oil, natural gas, iron, you know, um, a lot of things that, people need on a daily basis. So there's a lot of money being moved with it. And, it's safe to say it's almost like a indice in its own way. And I just say that because it moves based on a combination of different commodities. Okay. And this is a foreign exchange pair. And with foreign exchange on anything you trade, like with most companies, they offer higher leverage with foreign exchange. So you can't get higher leverage on crypto. Though they may tell you, do the research for yourself. You can't get higher leverage on crypto, metals, um, indices, even the stock market. Everything is low, but when it comes to foreign exchange, they give you higher amount of leverage. Really, in a nutshell, they do that because most people lose money trading foreign exchange. I've stayed away from foreign exchange for a while, but but once I learned about um sorry, that was my indicator on something else. I got a couple of things going on. But once I've learned about um, the Australian Canadian dollar and stuff like that, it's one of the best things to trade, and this is just from today. Look at the today's date is the 8th, right? Look at the trend. This is a 3 minute time frame. I trade on a 2 minute time frame. So let me go to the 2 minute time frame. Okay. So the smaller the time frame, based on this type of moving average crossover strategy, this allows you to get in trends earlier. You know what I mean? Follow the overall trend. That's why I created it like this, okay? So there's two ways you can do this for real. When this green moving average go up over the white moving average, you could take the trade and just keep the trade open based on that, right? Now, I didn't make the algorithm for that. So, I mean, I could build that if you wanted. You just have to reach out to me, but I didn't build it like this. The way I'm doing it, I'm compound trading based on the movement. You know, I've done it before and I figured out how to explain it now. So, this is how it goes. So, when this green moving average is over the white moving average, I'm only taking buy trades, right? Okay. When the green moving average is under the white, I'm only taking sell trades, right? Green over white buys, and so on and so on. And certain times, there are certain times you shouldn't trade. I give you all that information in the user guide when to trade. I've done all my research and back testing as far as the time frame. See again, you see how I went from a little bit of consolidation at certain times you shouldn't trade right back to where you should trade. Certain times you should trade. Look at the trends. And again, this is just the last few days. There's a lot of money that could have been made based on these trends. Green over white, you take buy trades. And when I say buy trades, I know you're thinking like, well, you could have just kept the trade open. Well, again, I'm teaching you how to compound trade. So let's just start from here. Okay. So when the green is under the white line, right? And you can't see the alert, but it come up on the screen where you can see it. But it's a candle right there. You can make it bigger. Told me to sell, right? I'm only taking sales when the green under white, right? I took that, I kept the trade open, right? When it told me to buy, I ignored the buys. I only take the sales, right? So what happened right up here when the sell came down again, I took the sell, right? I would have took the sell. But the the sell didn't go lower than the last low. So when that blue line came up and I start seeing it going towards the white line, I knew it was a reversal coming up, right? So now I know it's time to take buys. So for every trade up in here, and look, that's what happened. I took nothing but buys from here. So all buy when it's a buy, ignore the sales, take the buys. Ignore the sales, take the buys. Ignore the sales, take the buys. And again, look what happened. Buy, sell, buy. The buy did not go up over the sell. That means it's reversal, right? That's what happened. But I'm teaching you how to compound trade with this. So that's when you got to buy the information and stuff like that. I know exactly what I'm doing. So instead of I'm only gonna say so much because you got to get the, and it's only $49. So basically, I'm gonna teach you how to take your money that you already have, wager so much, and once you make profit, the proper amount to go up on your leverage. So instead of just focusing on one amount of money, you can actually go up on the money that you're profiting on. This will allow you to compound your money quicker. So instead of just taking a trade from here and keeping it open, you know what I mean? I mean, what you can do, you know what I mean? But you can compound more money the way I'm talking about. So again, it happened here again. Look, only taking sales, right? So right here, matter of fact, let me make it bigger where you can see it. So we can really get into this nitty gritty. Really can understand what's going on. All right, so look, now we can see it, right? Look, green underneath, right? Took it as a sell. Keep the trade up in the whole time. I ignored the buy. I ignored the buy because I'm gonna make all the money from where it didn't go, from all where it went, and I'm going right back up. So I took the sell again, right? Look, the sell did not go farther than the last buy. That's how I knew the reversal coming up, right? And that's what happened. It reversed. So now I'm taking all buys. Okay. Now look, a sell came up right here, right? Ignore the sell. Only take buys. Look, ignore the sell. Look, the green is over the white line. I know only take buys. Look what happened if I only take buys and stuff like that. Look at that. Easy way to make money. Easy money. You know what I mean? But I'm compounding. I'm going to teach you how to compound your money. Really easy to do. Really effective way to make more money trading like that instead of just keeping the trade open like that. So it's only $49.99. It also, it's an alert where you can hear it. It'll come on the screen telling you to buy or sell. And also, I set it up where you can get mobile alerts. So once you put in your MetaQuote ID into this part right here, you go to tools, go to options, you go to notifications, you put in your information here and test it and stuff like that. You can send it to your Droid or your iPhone. You're gonna receive every time that alert go off, it'll come right there to your phone. So you could be just chilling, and then you can have everything set up on your chart. You won't have the alert won't be on your chart as far as like the arrows that'll show up, but the alert will let you know when the arrows show up, so you can still see the crossover from your phone, and then make a wise decision on how to do it. You know what I mean? Based on all the moving averages are gonna be on your computer screen anyway, on your mobile phone. So yeah, all you do is keep your laptop open, and this is easy. Look at this again. It all makes sense what I'm saying too. Look, green under, you're only taking, well, the market just open. That's a whole new market. You can tell right by the time. But look, let's just start from here. Green over the white line, right? Taking only buys. Took a buy. Don't take the sell. Take the buy. Even though I'm not making much money, I know the green is over the white, so eventually it's gonna be a breakout, right? Look at that smart way of doing it. Look, ignore the sell, take the buy, because from all over there I didn't take. I'm getting it from here up, all the way up. Look, ignore the sell. Look, I'm making all the money up. Easy concept all the way up until the point when it tell me to take the buy and look, the sell of the next buy that I'm ignoring. No, the buy is not lower. It's lower than my last buy. You know what I mean? And then go up higher than up in there. So I know it's a sell. So a sell. Look, and that's where it reversed that too. Easy concept. Ain't that the higher lows and lower highs? It's really easy to follow. This is easy. And you're compounding. So I teach you everything once you buy the information. It's only $49.99. We're trading only Australian, Canadian, one pair. Trading this, you'll be able to get a higher leverage on anything that you trade. You know what I mean? You could do your own research about cryptocurrencies, indices, things of that nature. I could do it for you right now while we on here and stuff like that for the shits and giggles and stuff like that. Let's go to ChatGPT. Okay, here we go. When trading with companies that offer high leverage, most of the time that high leverage only apply to foreign exchange pairs. Isn't that correct? Not exactly. It's a bit more mixed than that. High leverage commonly associates with I just said it. With forex, but not only for forex pairs. Okay. So let's say retail brokers outside the US can offer 100 to 200 to 500 US. Uh, these often moderate the high leverage. Yeah, they give you high leverage with some of these as well, but it's never going to be the highest to the highest peak. I can go through companies right now and ask them, they'll show you. Crypto, like I know a company I trade with, they give you 100 for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and something else. But for like indices, they give you like 50 and something like that, right? Nas 100, stuff like this, they give you no Nas 100 community commodities and metals, they give you 200. But if you trade in crypto, I mean stock market, and all that, look at them low ass spreads. You know what I mean? That shit low as hell. But let's talk about Australian Canadian. The Australian Canadian dollar stands out amongst any forex pair just based on the fact it's dealing with commodities. And this is all supporting why we see how the chart move, how it move. You're thinking in a direction that does matter, but the conclusion is a bit overstated. Okay, let's see. Australian Canadian dollar pair does have strong commodity connection. That's exactly why traders pay attention to it. Now, I guarantee you, a lot of y'all don't pay attention because most of y'all trading the hype. You know what I mean? But here's what's actually going on. Australia heavily tied to iron ore, coal, gold exports. Canadian heavily tied to oil and energy ports. So it can become a kind of a commodities versus commodities. Commodities versus commodity mean money. What other pair can you say is commodity versus commodity? So if commodity versus commodity, that means there's a lot of market sentiment, meaning there's not a lot of unexpected movement and stuff like foreign exchange and stuff like that, as far as spiking and stuff like that. Commodity versus commodity doesn't reduce unexpected movement, it just changes what causes the movement. Man, the only time I seen hard spikes trading and stuff, y'all, is trading. And if you already trading in the direction it's going, that's when it do it. Just like today. I'm gonna show you a hard spike it gave me and why it gave you that. Hurry up before this thing go out. Right here. I was already trading that direction. Look, the green was over the white line. Remember I say only take buys. I got in this trade early. Look, boom. The green was over the white. I mean, look, it's 49.99. Take a chance on this shit. This shit work. I know exactly what I'm talking about. I wouldn't be trying to tell you about it.